Hi everyone, today we're going to go over gremlins. These are a pretty common everywhere fae. There's a couple different categories, a couple different subspecies. So I'm going to go over these guys first. Alright, so a little bit on how they look and then we'll go into the history. So gremlins are small goblinoids with bat-like ears. They range from height from 13 inches to 3 feet tall. They weigh anywhere from 13 pounds to 25 pounds, depending on what species we're looking at. Alright, so the first one, I don't have names for each of the species. I just can tell you where they live, and that's kind of how we're going to determine them. So, forest gremlins are 3 feet tall, weigh 25 pounds. They have blue eyes and rounded teeth, but they only have a few teeth, and I'm not entirely sure what they eat. I've heard some things where they eat rocks. I've heard some things where they eat bark, plants only, and stuff like that. But they don't have the teeth to eat meat, so they're not something you really ever need to worry about. These guys are pranksters. And they're pranksters. They can be rough with their pranks. They don't intentionally try to hurt you. You probably will get hurt from their pranks. Alright. And then they are of the Sealy court, so they are friendly. And then the next one are hills. They also live in tall grasslands, so they're just kind of that whole area. I don't have much information on these guys. They are 26 inches tall, weigh about 20 pounds. I honestly don't have much else other than that. They are the most capable of erasing their presence, so you probably won't ever notice these guys are around. And then you have the household ones, which are about 1.5 feet tall. They weigh 13 pounds. They have yellowish green eyes. They have pale, kind of leathery skin. Most of these guys don't have any fur, hair, or anything. And they live around your household. You probably will find these guys everywhere in the USA, and most other continents too. Alright, and then there is a species that is of the unseelie court. It has orange eyes, 64 needle-like teeth set inwards, so in an inward slant, so their jaws actually look like that. They don't have a lot of jaw power, but when they bite onto you, because of the way their teeth face, you probably aren't going to escape without getting a pretty serious injury. They are people eaters. They are rare. I have not seen very many of them, 1 or 2. They are 13 inches tall, and they weigh 16 pounds. Alright, so a little about the history. They are native to the northern territories of the lower realm, so they are typically earth-based, or have an earth element to them. So fire is good to have around. It's probably going to be one of your main defenses against these guys. They jumped the hedge during World War I, and by World War II, they established a healthy community in the mundane world. They have almost no connection with the lower realm anymore, aside from their origins. Their energy does not feel like other fae energy. It is almost identical to human energy. It's a good blend of refined and unrefined energy. They are typically invisible-ish. They can turn invisible, but their presence is pretty... If you ever feel like there's another person there and there's not another person there, it's typically probably one of these guys. So, aside from the unseelie court species, gremlins are extremely curious and destructive by nature. They love technology and will break or dismantle it to learn how it works. Unfortunately, they aren't very smart. They don't have a high IQ. They usually can't put back together anything they've broken, and they learn nothing from breaking it. So they try, they're just not very good at it. They live in large groups, sometimes more than 1,000 members. So if you see one, there's a ton around you. They have no advanced language or anything like that. They have no religion, no community kind of laws. Their vocals consist of chirps and whistles, pretty much everything that birds sound like or rats and mice sound like. They kind of just borrow that, but there's no specific, oh, this chirp means this, or this sound means this. It's just kind of noises. Mostly they use body language, and even then that changes from group to group. I am thinking, I have no proof of this, but I am thinking they are probably using some kind of telepathy to talk to each other. But with their IQ being so low, it's very possible that that's just wishful thinking, and it baffles me. I have no idea how they communicate. So, I mean, aside from that, the term gremlin actually originated in 1920 among British pilots who were trying to describe a creature that would disassemble their aircrafts or break their aircraft machinery. So these guys, you know, there is some rumor, but there's nothing to back it up, that the term originated during World War I in France. A supposed transmission from a submarine saying being attacked by gremlins. But there's no proof that transmission has ever happened, so it's a little hard to date back when these guys actually jumped the hedge. We know it was somewhere around World War I or World War II. Alright, so these guys aren't bad, but you probably want to keep them out of your house. Having a fire going in your fireplace, lighting a candle at dinner, they are afraid of fire. They do not like fire. But typically, you know, they're not mean, they're not malicious, they are pranksters, and they do break things. So, you can do very simple warding spells, sigils, anything that is a fire element. So if you can do a fire invoking pentagram on a piece of paper, and hang it on your door. There's a lot of herbs that have the fire element that you can burn. I think allspice is one of them. That's a pretty good one to get rid of these guys. Yeah, there's a ton of things you can do to keep them away. I personally just, you know, put out a bunch of, I burn incense on my altar every day, and that seems to be working enough to keep them away. None of my stuff has been broken or dismantled, so I must be doing something right. Alright, but, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys have any questions, you know, ask questions, post experiences, if you guys have ever come across anything like this, if this answers anything that has happened to you. Alright, so I'll see you guys when I have my next video up, okay?